This is how you raise your frequency. You do it one little step at a time. And as you keep doing this, you start developing momentum. And as this momentum gets stronger, your life gets easier. I wish someone would have told me when I was a kid that there's a formula for how to create a happy, fulfilling, successful life. And it's so easy. In fact, it's so easy that if we were actually taught this in school or we were taught this by our parents, there would probably be very little need for antidepressant medicine or counselors or psychiatrists. And it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter who your parents are. You have the means to get you out of the unhealthy situation you're in right now to creating a more fulfilling, joyful life of abundance. Now, this really isn't about being rich. I mean, you can actually become super rich without following this formula, but dude, you're not going to be happy. To be happy, you have to follow this formula. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably already familiar with the idea of law of attraction. Now, when you get into the law of attraction, you're going to start watching videos on, you have to raise your frequency. You have to raise your vibration, because only when you have a higher vibrating being, that's when you're going to attract these opportunities to get you where you want to go. Now, how do you raise your vibration? Now, people say, if you eat better, if you go vegetarian, or if you meditate, that's going to raise your frequency. Yeah, that will raise your frequency. But it doesn't matter what you do. If you don't follow this feeling of excitement, then you're not going to be happy, dude. Step one, you have to follow your excitement. Now, that by excitement, I don't mean some major project or some career. It's the small things. Every time you have an option between two things, one of them is going to feel a little bit more exciting. It can be as simple as doing the dishes or calling a friend or going out for a walk or taking a nap. Excitement is the physical translation of the communication between you and your higher self. Every time you act on what feels better to you, your higher self is like, yes, they're listening. Every time you don't listen, your higher self is like, well, they're not listening to what I'm saying. They're not listening to the inner guidance. Why should I give them more? But where people get caught up is they get this feeling of excitement, but because of their belief systems, they misinterpret this feeling of excitement for anxiety. You have to trust that this inner feeling is coming from a higher aspect of you. You can't allow fear to keep you from acting on these feelings. Step two, act on this feeling of excitement to the best of your ability. Use all your skills, all your resources, all your imagination to go as far as you possibly can. Now, sometimes we have two options to choose from. It's like option A or option B, and we really don't know which one to choose. Well, it's real easy. You can actually flip a coin. Say option A is heads, option B is tails. As soon as you flip that coin, and as soon as you see the answer, you will know which one you really wanted to go with. So you flip the coin, option B. Oh man, I really want to go with option A. But then go with option A and do this to the best of your ability until you can't act anymore. As soon as you can't act anymore, choose the next option that is most exciting to you. And you continue to do this. Now, like I said, this isn't these grand projects. These are simple, everyday things. You need to start recognizing this sensation of what feels right. And you keep doing this. This is how you raise your frequency. You do it one little step at a time. And as you keep doing this, you start developing momentum. And as this momentum gets stronger, your life gets easier. You get more opportunities. I'm telling you, you have to follow this feeling, because this is how you're going to create a life that is fulfilling, because you're fulfilled, you're excited in the now. And the now is all we have. And when you constantly focus on keeping your vibration high in the now, then you're drawing to yourself future experiences that are higher vibrating, more opportunities. That's the way you do it. Now, I know some people are like, well, my highest excitement is to be rich, and I got this opportunity to steal something. Well, dude, you have to realize that if this feeling of excitement is going to hurt someone, dude, that's not your higher self. That's you're misunderstanding the communication. When you're following this inner guidance, dude, nobody's going to get hurt. Like that's not the way this works. Step 3. This is where people get caught up. When you act on this feeling, you cannot assume you know what's going to happen. You can't assume, okay, if I'm going to do this, this is going to happen. That's where people get caught up, because the second you start assuming you know why you're doing it, instead of just doing it because it's your highest excitement, that's when you literally start squeezing off the potential of the universe. When you go, I'm going to do this because this is going to happen, the universe goes, okay, I'm just going to shut down the miracles in your life. I'm just going to shut down the opportunities because you think you know why you're doing it. You don't know why. You're not smart enough to know why, but you are smart enough to know what feels the best. Now, what feels the most excitement doesn't mean that that's the end result. Sometimes we get so stuck in life that we need to take action on this feeling just to get us unstuck, just to get our vibration a little bit higher for the next opportunity and the next opportunity. And when you start to raise your frequency, the universe goes, oh, they get it. Here's another opportunity and another opportunity. And you just keep making decisions based on what feels right. Now, sometimes you might feel like you're spinning, like you're walking around in circles. You're not spinning. You're not. You're raising your frequency in the now. And that is everything. The now is where your source of power comes from. And as long as you are focused on raising your frequency in the now, the next stepping stone will appear, and the next stepping stone will appear. And the next thing you know, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 month from now, 1 week from now, a year from now, you're going to find yourself in a completely different situation. Some people are stuck in horrible relationships, horrible work environments, and they know it's unhealthy, but there's this fear that's keeping them from leaving. Well, you do have to you got to validate those beliefs. You have to change those beliefs. So if your belief is, I'm going to be homeless if I quit this job, well, you need to change that belief into, only by quitting this job will another opportunity present itself, because the opportunity won't present itself until you believe that it will present itself. Now, when you act on this 3-part formula and you do it with integrity, this is all you have to do. Now, I know this might sound too easy. You're like, oh, what's this guy talking about? I want to take a walk instead of like doing the dishes. Yes. We've become too rational. We've become too logical with how we schedule our day. We're like trying to be efficient. Every time you make decisions to be efficient, to be rational, you're not fine-tuning that connection you have with your higher self. Every time you make a decision based on what feels right, you're fine-tuning that connection with your higher self. And the more you do this, the more connected you become with your higher self. And eventually you're able to just give control of your life to the control of your higher self. Trust your higher self has your best interest. I know there's people saying there's no way that this is going to work. I guarantee you it works. I guarantee you. The next thing you're going to know is when you follow this feeling and you keep acting on it to the best of your ability without assuming what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to find yourself feeling more ease in your life. You're going to start finding more synchronicities in your life. And every time you see a synchronicity, that's your higher self going, yes, keep doing this. Let me guide you with this. And you're going to find yourself every day excited to wake up, excited for what's going to happen. And you're going to open present after present after present from the universe. Every single person has this higher self, this inner guidance. And if you trust it, your life will turn out amazing. So, okay, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I cannot stress how powerful this simple formula is in your life. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. I will be making another video soon. Peace.
On a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time, sipping strawberry lime, you know.